And there was a spot there during the first quarter, Greg, in which the game kind of got off to a bad start. They had the safety play with Cam Taylor-Britt, but they kind of weathered that storm. And, I got in my notes here that the defense and the defense played a great game. Forget maybe I'm a little bit of a stretch there. Great game. The defense played very well. They didn't give up 30 points. They did not give up 30 points. And to Abby's first point, if you look at the box score, again, you talk about the same old story. Nebraska outgained Illinois in total yardage. So they won that on the stat sheet, but they lose the game, of course, because too many mistakes. But there was a couple sequences there when they took the lead 6-2 and they had the lead. And even when it was tied there 9-9, that, I just thought, we talked all off season about wanting a pass rush, to see that pass rush. And Payne in particular brought it with a couple sacks off the edge, and they were getting to the quarterback. They were playing excellent defense, and they really seemed to control the running game, the line of scrimmage. They had a pass rush. They were playing well on defense.
Yeah, they were. The defense was playing at a really high level, and you started seeing, for that first quarter and a half or so, you found that pass rush there. And like Coach Shenander said today, that wasn't anything schemed or anything. That was four guys getting home to the quarterback. I mean, as a team effort. I mean, Phil Darius Payne ended up with 2 sacks, but those are team sacks. Garrett Nelson was right in there, and
Deontay Thomas got one too.
Yeah, Deontay Thomas had a great sack too, and they were playing at a very, very high level, and just like the same old song and dance we've talked about is the offense all of a sudden puts them in a hole, and all of a sudden it kind of changes the dynamic of what Illinois is trying to do, and they start running the ball the whole second half because they didn't need to throw the ball anymore, and so you didn't see that pass rush be able to be effective anymore in the second half, and it's just the way that we've talked about it so much that defense is a very solid defense, a stout defense, and they're loaded with depth, and they can just rotate and withstand stuff, but. When the offense and the special teams just keep giving up points like they do, what do you expect? What do you expect the outcome to be?
Well, I'm going to let you two have it the way I let Nebraska have it after the game. This is basically how I evaluated this one. So they only played one game. This is just one game out of 12. So they did play, and we'll see how the rest of it plays out, of course, but they played what we thought was one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the Big Ten. Maybe they're better than that. We shall see. So it's not just disappointing from the standpoint of starting the season with a loss, but when you're playing a team that you're supposed to beat and a team that's really not been a good football team, that one is difficult. So I think the defense is as good as Greg prepped them to be during the offseason, based on what I saw. You're not in today's college football landscape going to shut teams out like you could 20 years ago. It's just not going to happen. These teams are built to spread the field and score some points. So you're going to give up some yardage and some points, but they only gave up about just barely over 300 yards of total offense. That's not much. They did get hit with some big plays, but again, you're not going to shut everything down. So my evaluation of the defense was that they played rather well.